Pinterest, Snapchat, Facebook, Vine, WhatsApp, Twitter, Yahoo Messenger, OkCupid, YouTube, Dig, TapTalk, Tumblr, Instagram, LinkedIn, Vesper, Tiny Chat, Foursquare, Flickr, Google+. You like that? Okay, let's try it together. Here we go. How can I best help and encourage a person to make better decisions, especially when the decisions require judgment? I teach managers how to help their people make smarter decisions. You have to provide people with the tools and set the expectations and then encourage them to act independently when their judgment is required. It takes time and patience and perseverance, but the outcome is a team of people who are willing to think for themselves and take the initiative to make decisions without asking the manager for specific instructions every step of the way. Not only does this save time and aggravation, it adds to the bottom line. And there are people who are creating technology and special effects better than that on their tablets as we sit here. Because they'll give you their opinions, they'll talk with you, and you will come up with stuff and you'll think, wow, I'd never even thought of that. Why? Well, because their paradigm is different than your paradigm. Or why should I travel halfway across town once a month to have cocktails and listen to somebody talk for 30 minutes about something? Why can't you stream that?
He has witnessed the growth of the computer age, the landing of men on the moon, and the marketing triumph of the Thigh Master.
Yeah, you have to bring them back. The question I dare every employer to ask their people is, how does this place make money? The truth is, most employees have never heard anyone explain the firm's business model to them and how they contribute to it. How then can we expect them to think about the bigger picture and anticipate and resolve the challenges they'll face on the job? If we don't provide the context, we can't expect them to take initiative outside of exactly what we've told them to do.
And for the past 25 years, he's researched and written on the evolving trends in the workplace. He's a frequent guest in local and national media.
All decisions are ambiguous, aren't they? You don't know exactly what's going to happen. If I am in an interaction with somebody and I'm trying to resolve a problem with that person, the same type of thing might happen. I have to be comfortable and at peace that the decisions I make are always going to have ambiguous outcomes, if you will. Nothing happens exactly the way you want it to.
One of the tragedies, frankly, is a lot of the jobs that youths used to have gone away because of either technology or fear for safety and so on and so forth. But I had 150 customers. Rain, snow, sleet, or hail, I had to deliver 150 papers every day, 7 days a week when I got home from school. And I was dependent upon the distributor to show up, okay, and I was responsible for that entire process, and once a week I had to pay my distributor for those papers. And there were individuals out there that I had to chase for 16 and 18 weeks to get them to pay their lousy $7.27. And so I'd have to get up 6 o'clock in the morning and knock on their door and surprise the living daysights out of them. Because I couldn't just stop their paper because they would call the paper and I would get in trouble. So I had to find a balance between those two because otherwise I was basically sending them a free paper. And there are hundreds of variations of that type of experience that taught me through trial and error, problem solving. And we have a deficit of those experiences these days, don't we?
Making smart decisions is not just a young generation issue. We're all feeling these demands because of the constant distractions and the software that manipulates our environment and the never-ending pace of getting things done. But many of those newer to the workforce face more of a challenge because they've not developed the trial and error thinking skills honed by previous generations. Instead, these digital natives have grown up relying on endless menus and choices. But making decisions and judgments in the real world, it just doesn't work like that.
Well, we're becoming more shallow thinkers. You know, you and I are just like everyone else because there's so many decisions to be made. We don't reflect as much. We don't take time to really sit and think. And the key to important decisions, the significant decisions that we need to make, are not found on a computer. They're found in our heads. They're found in talking with people and really sitting down and reflecting on what we've learned and how we go about using that to solve the problem in front of us.
And for the past 25 years, he's researched and written on the evolving trends in the workplace.
He's spoken everywhere from the towers of Wall Street to the outback of Alaska.
I frequent a McDonald's about a mile from my house. And I go in there every once in a while just to sit, write a little bit, whatever. And there is a shift supervisor in there named Austin. And Austin has just a great ability about connecting with people. Now, he is supervising people that are anywhere from 16 up to about 66. Male, female, variety of different backgrounds, training, education, skills, and so on. But Austin just seems to have the instinct to be able to touch each one, because some of them are there just to put in the time and get the money. Others of them are there because they really do enjoy the work and working with others. Others are there because they just want to be around people because they're retired and they're just looking for something to take up the time. A variety of different motivations and skills and so on. But he seems to know who to cajole and who to push and who to confront and who to nurture and so on. And on top of that, on any given shift, he's making hundreds of little decisions, isn't he? You know, the light on the sign is out, you know, the line's backed up, the kitchen's not working properly, I've got an angry customer at the corner, and so on. And I've watched him with fascination. But here's the thing. Austin is 18 years old. He looks older than he is. But one time I grabbed him and I sat him down and I said, what is this about? Like, where did this come from? And he thought about it for a second. He said, you know, it came out of, I guess, my parents. He said, my parents taught me to have a good work ethic, and they demonstrated that. And they've taught me how to work with people and how to stand up for myself and a variety of things. And he said, I've also had a couple of managers here who have done the same type of thing. And then he said something that really brought it home to me. He said, you know, when I've gone to them for help, a lot of times they've just said to me, figure it out. And that's what I've learned to do. And I would challenge all of you to think about the Austins that you have around you, in your organization, in your community, and other places. Because we desperately need Austins in our culture these days, don't we? You know, how many people in here tell stories? Oh, come now, we all tell stories, let's be honest here. How many people tell stories that get better every time you tell them? Yeah. That's part of the challenge, isn't it? But just as much as you may be sick and tired of some of the shaggy dog stories you're hearing from the boomers right now, 20 years from now, those following you are going to be shaking their head much as you're doing right now. But that's how we figure out how to get along, isn't it? So let me close by asking you to raise your right hand. I want you to repeat after me. I. State your name. We've all seen Blazing Saddles. Great. Solemnly swear that I will never begin a sentence in this workplace with the words, I remember. Enjoy your day. Thank you.